When we were playing the Kaiserkeller in Hamburg in 1960, we were paid about £14 a week. It wasn't bad money in those days, but we spent it quickly and we were broke a lot of the time. Then one night, a sailor comes into the club on his own. He's pretty drunk and he starts buying us drinks while we're up on stage. Beer after beer. And then, when we finish playing, he calls us over for more beers. And we gladly take him up on his offer. It's certainly a better option than going back to the dungeons in the Kino. That's where we were living at the time, in 2 bare rooms behind a grotty little cinema called the Bambino. So we sit down and have some drinks with the sailor. And when we see the size of his wallet, we can't believe our eyes. This guy has more money than I've ever seen. And at one point, the sailor goes out to the toilet and the 4 of us look at each other with greed. And I honestly don't remember who was the first person to suggest that we should mug the sailor. Well, okay, it was probably John. But to be fair, we were all thinking the same way when we saw that big wallet. So we decide to have a few more drinks with the sailor, then we'll walk him up the road and we'll jump him when we get somewhere quiet. A genius plan. What could possibly go wrong? So it's about 5 in the morning, and the 4 of us are walking with the sailor, slowly leaving the bright lights of the Reeperbahn behind us. Me and John are beside the sailor, and Paul and George are walking behind. And the further we go up the road, the more Paul and George fall back. Their footsteps become fainter and fainter, and then we hear them say, "Good night," and they're gone, just like smoke. So it's me and John and the sailor, and I take another look at the sailor, and I can see he's pretty stocky, but he isn't that tall. And he's very drunk, so I don't think we'll have a problem robbing him. I look over at John, and he gives me a nod, and we both charge at the sailor. I get him to the ground with a good rugby tackle, and John comes diving from behind and grabs the wallet. But the sailor is strong, and he knows how to handle himself. After a few good punches, he throws us off, and he pulls out a gun. And in the darkness and panic, we can't see if it's a real gun or a gas gun. But either way, we're not going to stick around to find out. So we drop the wallet and run back towards the Reeperbahn, sprinting through the night like 2 Olympic athletes. We run all the way back to the Bambino, and we fall on the beds, our lungs burning with pain. And Paul and George are waiting, so we tell them what's happened. And they just laugh at us. But they aren't laughing the next night when we've to play the Kaiserkeller. I mean, we're all on that stage looking out into the crowd and half expecting to see an angry sailor and his gun coming for us. And that fear stayed with us for a good few nights. We were sure the sailor would be back for his revenge, and we were easy to find. But for some reason, he never showed up. I've no idea why. Maybe his ship left Hamburg straight after the attack. Or maybe he was just so drunk that night, he couldn't remember who'd attacked him. Either way, that put an end to our mugging career. And after that, John decided to stick to shoplifting instead. Thank Christ.